Hi everybody, thank you for being here. Today I am going to show you a traveler's notebook that I just finished. Although I did sew the signatures in, I did not make it in the traditional traveler's notebook style where you can remove the signatures. I did this for a couple of reasons, but mainly the person I'm giving it to travels in a van very similar to ours that we travel in. We travel in a, it's called a Winnebago Travato 59K. There's two models, the K and the G. So we know a lot of people, have met a lot of people who have similar van, different model than us. And we really enjoy the people that have these vans. It's not a lot of square footage, and a lot of the people that I know are single. And so, so their situation's a little different than ours. But anyway, that's all that aside. I made this for her because we are going to be staying on her property in a few days, and I wanted to bring her something. And I know for a fact that she sews. So I was able to pull out some papers and some items that have to do with sewing, and she travels. So I pulled out some other things that have to do with travel. I've never done a journal this size before, and as you can see, I don't have a whole lot in it, but there is a problem with it being already full. When she adds anything, it's going to get fuller, but that's okay. There's plenty of room for expansion. It might be really wide, but I found this ribbon at Hobby Lobby, and I absolutely love it because it's actually a measuring tape kind of ribbon. It's sort of nylon. I was hoping it'd be more cotton, but it's got sort of a sheen and a nylon feeling to it. But I also found this ribbon with buttons on it. I got this on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they're still making it, and their clearance aisle has changed. I finally found their clearance aisle with all kinds of cool stationery and paper and fabric and stuff in it, and ribbons, and now they've moved it, or they've done away with it or something. But anyway, so this is from a paper pad. This is cardstock that came from a paper pad, but it says J&P Coats. That's Coats and Clark, and it's got stuff on it from 1880, and it's a calendar, and there's some sewing patterns on it, and then this has some pattern piece information on the back, and then it's also got some floral things on it, which I really liked. And what I did, I sewed around the outside, and I have fabric on the inside on the binding and fabric on the outside. This is just muslin with this cool button ribbon just glued onto it. I did put two eyelets in to hold the ribbon, and I put the part that I cut off from the 12 by 12 paper I used as a pocket on the inside. And this is a tag that I made for her, and I lined the inside with old maps that my friend gave me. And so that's the inside, and this is the tag in the back. And this is just a 3x5 card that is in a graph pattern. I finally found these at Walmart. I have not been able to find the dots and stuff yet, but anyway. And this is Sari Silk, and I used the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher to attach it. And these are just cutouts that I did. I used various, not a lot of graphics. Oh, well, that's coming up. That's not good. Oh, you know why? Because this was done on, I printed out these ferns, and I printed them on a, trying to think of the name, clear labels, the full size 8.5 by 11 page clear labels. And I forgot to peel the back off, so it was sticking up. That'll happen. It won't stick if you don't peel the back off. So this one, this paper came from a paper pad that had some of these words on it. So this is one of the covers, and it says inspire, life is good, friends, sweet, and I have adventure on there because she likes to travel. This is from a different paper pad. This is more of a heavier cardstock, and it's got all of these wonderful states on it, and I thought that was really cool for a signature cover. And then this is from the same paper pad as the first signature, and it's not as heavy, it's just paper. But I really liked this because she likes to be happy and smile and have good times. So I thought those were really cool papers for the signatures, for the covers. And I'm just going to flip through here. Now there's one boo-boo in here, and I'd like you to comment below to see who figures out what the boo-boo is first. So if you look carefully at everything, you will see it. And I'm interested to know how obvious it is, and if you see it, comment below, please. I did this. This was a little something that I saw on the Facebook, I think, Junk Journal Junkies or Junk Journal Chat group. But I thought this was really cool because it's a really nice space to write in. And then it looks like a little envelope, but it really isn't. It's just a space to write in. This came out of one of the paper pads that I used. This actually says laugh, and it's a piece that I cut off, and it goes, let's see if I can find the other side of it. There's the other side of it, and I made pockets out of that. This was also from a paper pad. This is some of my tea-dyed paper. And this is a envelope, part of an envelope that I covered in, this is all the Tim Holtz tissue paper. This came out of one of the paper pads, and that's just a tag that I made. And I had a lot of fun making this in this size. I don't particularly love using this size. My first traveler's notebook was this size, and I don't love using it. So I will be honest about that. Some of these are, I was short on time making this. So these are out of a couple of the Tim Holtz packs. And even though they're shiny on the back, I think she might be able to write on them. I sort of wondered if I should cover the back with tea-stained paper, but I didn't. As I said, I was short on time. And then this is an idea from Tracy Fox. And I took a bunch of papers and I sewed squares on them. Let me show you. I have to get up to get it. So I did this, and I did 3 of them. And I had a lot of fun doing it, but I didn't want to rip those up and have to do it all over again. So I scanned them and printed them out. And they look 3-dimensional, but they're not. They're flat, flat, flat. And then this is from a kit that I bought, and I cut out, printed it out and cut it out. So don't forget, you're looking for a mistake. This is one of the pre-made envelopes I had made a while back. I can't remember if I did a video on that or not. I did sew on it, and the string is really long. And I do have a tag inside, and this is some of the paper, and it's just glued onto some cardstock, cream-colored cardstock. And I just made a tag for inside there. And she could put other things in there if she wanted. She doesn't have to keep the tag in there. But I made a bunch of these pockets a while back. And I really liked using the pads of paper. I'm trying to use up my pads of paper. I have way too many of them. And I had a lot of fun picking the papers out and realizing that I had so many that would go together even from different pads. And I just had a lot of fun with that. I'm trying to find the other side of this page. And again, this was a strip that I cut off one of the pages, and it says love, and I put it across that set of papers and made pockets out of them again. And she can still write all in here about her travels or things that she's making. She does craft shows, so she can write information in there. She can use it for that. This is some of my tea stain paper. I have a dog grooming table, and when I put the tea stain paper out to dry, this was the pattern that came up from it sitting on the dog grooming table, which I clean off before I before I use it. And this was out of a paper pad as well. Here's another one of those little fake envelopes that folds out into a journaling space. And they're all different size. And I have 2 tags in here. I went a little wild sewing this one, so it might be tricky journaling on there, but I thought it was fun anyway. And then when I made this pocket, I glued it on so the opening was on the side. So there's another tag I had made previously, and I used some of the same ribbon to tie it in to this ribbon here. And it sort of sticks out when you close it. It sticks out on the side like that. So it sort of matches up, and it's fun. And here's 2 more of the Tim Holtz tags. I thought these were fun to put in there. So, yeah. They're like report cards and time cards and stuff like that. And then this is 2 more of the fern things that I'd printed out on the clear labels and cut them out. And I'm addicted to that now. I want everything I have, I want to print out on clear labels and cut it out because they look so cool when you put them down on the backgrounds. And then this was another pocket I made. I did a series on making these pockets with the brads. So this was just another one I made out of a pad of paper, or a piece out of a pad of paper. And then I thought that was fun to stick in there. That's, again, from the pad of paper that has had this cover in it about adventure and all that. Oops. Let's see. I didn't open this up. And there is a tag inside here. And that's just more of the same paper from a paper pad, and I backed it onto cardstock. I cannot do this reaching over there left-handed. It just doesn't work for me. Uh-oh. Squish it down in there. And yeah, these little circles are a little bit too big for this envelope, but you know, hey, it adds character. Then this is the last signature. More sewing, more measuring, another tag. Now I know not everybody would have those 2 hobbies, traveling and sewing combined, but it was really fun to make, and it wouldn't necessarily have to be like considered a sewing theme. I just thought it was fun that I could find in my stash papers that were similar and had a similar theme. This is another envelope pocket. This is just a covered envelope. Just covered it in various papers from the paper pads I used. and a couple more of the Tim Holtz tags in there. And one last pocket, maybe. These are like little coin envelopes. I guess that's what they're considered. And I just made another little journaling card to go in there out of paper and cardstock. And I put a little thumb hole in here so it was easier to grab these out, because they're not easy to get out if you don't do that, because the coin envelope doesn't open very wide. And one last paper from the, and it says United Railroads, which I thought was fun, and it's got ferry on there and all this other stuff as far as travel. And then, like I showed you, that's the tag for the back. And these are some words that I printed out, and I've got a digital kit on my shop right now with those in it. So thank you for joining me and looking at my flip through of this journal. I had a lot of fun making it, and yeah, I can't wait to give it to my friend. It's not for sale, but I wanted to share it with you anyway. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back. We're going on the road for a few days, and I may be making some videos from the road. We'll see. I get really self-conscious talking in front of my husband, so and if we're in a campground, I don't want to sit outside and have other people looking at me like I'm crazy. So we'll see. But I am taking craft supplies. I may do a video on what I'm taking with me and how I'm going to carry it. So if you're interested in that, you know, hopefully I'll be posting that soon. Thanks a lot, everybody. Happy crafting. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for giving me a thumbs up and liking what I do. I very, very much appreciate it. Hope everybody's doing well. Hugs. Bye-bye.